Lance K, did Dutch have any interaction with Ultimate Warrior during his Hall of Fame weekend?
I did. Let me tell you, I met Jim. They came to Memphis. Him and Sting, greener than grass. They had went to some wrestling school. Apparently, they said out in California with some guy. I forgot his name.
Rick Bassman.
That's who they went. I don't know what he told them, but what he told them wasn't what it turned out to be. So they came to Memphis as let me think of that name. I should have thought about this.
Blade Runners?
No, that was later. It was some other name. Look them up.
Freedom Fighters.
Yeah, they came in as the Freedom Fighters, which I thought was the crappiest name I'd ever heard in my life. And the movie, the Blade Runner was out, which was like if you've seen Blade Runner, it's like it's in the future type deal. And I told him, I said, guys, listen, why don't we call you guys the Blade Runners? At least we got a catchy name. And they said, okay. But they were just horrible. And finally, after about a month, they were in Memphis, of course. Territory wasn't doing the greatest. And, they were spending all their money on food, I guess. And I think the Sting ended up going to the Mid-South. And I think the other one,
Dallas? He may have gone to Dallas. He was the Dingo
Dallas,
Warrior.
Right. Who went to as a Dingo Warrior? Which one?
That was Ultimate Warrior, was the Dingo Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. He went to a Dingo Warrior. He went to Dallas, and Sting went to the Mid-South. And then later on, he went to WWF, I guess, in those days. And I didn't have any, after that little run, I didn't have any more connection with him. But he liked me in Memphis because I tried to help him. Because he had a hell of a body. Sting did too. He had a hell of a body. And the weekend that he was inducted, I briefly went through there and shook his hand, and he said, I remember you. Thank you very much. And he was very nice. And he went up and he gave his Hall of Fame speech, and he mentioned me in the speech, which surprised me because I was just trying to help these guys. And it was really surreal because he made Raw on Monday, and then the next day he died. So a set of, I use the word surreal circumstances surrounding the last time I was around Ultimate Warrior.
I can ask a couple more things then. You said you briefly met him, shook his hand. Was there anything else pretty much said between you two? And obviously it's also easy to look back now and say, well, he didn't look well. But did he not look well? Did he look flushed and red when you saw him?
He looked like Warrior to me. See, he didn't look like he was sick. He didn't look flushed. He looked okay. But every time I saw him, he always looked inflated, because he was. So I didn't look for anything out of the ordinary. But what surprised me is he remembered me. There was probably at least, could have been 30 years from the time that I first met him to the time he was inducted. So, and that surprised me. But he didn't look out of the ordinary. And he shook my hand, and I laughed a little bit. And when he shakes your hand, he laughs a little bit, he kind of likes you. Otherwise, he won't even talk to you. That's just what he's like. That was his temperament. And then he mentioned me in the Hall of Fame speech that I'd helped him along, and which I appreciated. So, but to have him pass away 2 days later or 3 days later or whatever it was, that was a little hard to take.
Yeah.